Great question. Let's throw it to David. Do you really think that more people in this country voted for Biden than voted for Obama?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why don't you think that?
Because of how much love Obama had and how much hate Biden gets.
As much as I
As he just
dislike
said,
Trump, I think he definitely got people more engaged in the political process. Um, right, like just the mere presence of his outrageous tweets, right, bringing people's eyes onto whatever the crazy news story of the day was. I think as a whole, it got the country more involved. And I mean, looking at 2020, that was sort of a real pressure point in our history, and there were a number of things that he was doing too. Like, even though he was having the rallies, they were a double-edged sword, right? They bolstered his own base, but it was also incredibly risky whenever he was doing so in states where the hospitals were basically overflowing, right? And so people could look at those sort of events and say, this is not someone who's acting within the best interests of the country. He's doing what's best for him. And I think that motivated a lot of people to come out as well.
Yeah, there was this idea that there was this threat that, at least like a lot of people on the left, where it was like, there's this threat that we need to stop because we know what he's been doing. And like he was saying, since he was more like active and we were seeing all of that, those two things married together made a lot of people feel like, oh, I got to vote this time. It's very important.
Well, in 2016, there was the sense, there was the narrative that if Trump was elected, then certain cataclysmic events like Roe v. Wade being overturned could happen. But it was just sort of this nebulous thing that had been talked about for decades, right? But by the end of Trump's term, and by the time people were voting, he had already gotten 3 out of 9 Supreme Court justices. So that was a really tangible thing that people could expect to see changes as a result of inaction in previous elections.
Well, and I agree. I honestly agree with both David and Yvonne here. I think more people did vote for Biden, and I believe it has to do with tons of factors of, I would say there's more blatant political things in all of media. I would say Trump, I would say from in 2008, let's just like Republicans, like who ran against Obama in the first race, like
that was
McCain.
This is McCain, yeah, and then Mitt Romney was the next one. So you would think like that the Democrats probably thought, Obama probably had that pretty good, and a lot of people went out to vote for him because they wanted to vote for the first black president, and that's how that helped them win a lot. And I think, yeah, and then I think I think then when Hillary came in, a lot of Democrats thought, oh, Hillary's going to win. Look at this idiot Trump. He's going to go up there and they're going to lose by a landslide. And then when he won, then it was all hands on deck. We need to vote. Everyone needs to vote next election to win this. Like, I think that pushed a lot. Was when Hillary lost. I think that changed a lot of Democrats to thinking we do not have this anymore.
Yeah, that's true. And I feel like social media, like when I think of like the last few elections or whatnot before like the Hillary thing, I don't even think social media was at its peak. Now I feel like it's just at a point where it's like I said, like the normal person is going to see more things about politics than they did before. And it's going to sort of like drive them to thinking that they need to be involved in this certain thing because this person's doing all these things and whatnot.
Interesting. So I think we agree. And shout out to David Banner. No question, no comment, just pure love of the game. And you guys know that every super chatter donation comes with a treat for my co-host, Morty. Thank you. And of course, that makes you the new sponsor of the stream. Thank you very, very much. So yeah, I think that's a good point. I do think it brings us kind of back to touching on the idea of how the mass mail-in ballots change the landscape, because I think I take what you're saying, and it does make sense that more people were just involved because Trump made politics like pop culture. I don't know. You make a good point. I'm not sure if I can accept it, but Definitely a good point. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed that clip, check out the full live stream link in the bio and catch me live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. See you there.